I've spent the last year of my life working on this game room and spending less than $500 out of pocket, believe it or not. And in this very video, I'm gonna show you guys not only how I did it, but I'm gonna talk about some of my retro gaming hot takes, the weird way that I organize my games, and my single biggest regret in this entire game room. It's gonna be a fun one. Let's just dive right in. Folks, we'll start with the view as you enter the game room, because as you can see on the other half of the basement here, we've got the regular video game resale operation with all of our stacks of games and halfway processed buy list orders and all of the random nonsense that comes along with operating a resale business. But right on the other side of these room dividers, which I really like because one, they were really cheap, and also they're about the same color that I painted these walls, you can see that we've got a whole video game room wonderland on the other side, which is split into the modern gaming section where we spend most of our time. It's got all the comfy couches and everything. This is the main focus of every game night. And then over here is the retro corner, the little retro inspired section, which is what I want to take you guys through a little bit deeper first. Now folks, a lot of you guys may remember this bad boy from about a year ago. I made a video about selling my old Switch collection in order to fund this game room, and this piece is one of the ones that I was able to get with that money. This is the Sony Trinitron Wiga.
Folks, I was looking at all of the games on the shelves over here. I hadn't even looked at the other part of the store. I glance over my shoulder and what do I see but a Sony Trinitron sitting on a stand over here. I'm speechless.
It is one of, at least for plebs like me, I got roasted last time I claimed that this is one of the best quality TVs for retro gaming, but at least for people like me who aren't crazy quality nerds, this is pretty much as good as it can get. They normally run about $300 or $400. I got this one for $125 in the back room of a video game store when it wasn't actually technically for sale. All of these posters I got from Nintendo Power magazines that I've picked up over the years. They were just some of my favorite ones that I think kind of help tie the space together a little bit. A big thing that I would love to get, I'm gonna sneak over here real quick and grab these. Right now I've just got a whole bunch of Nintendo Powers kind of laid out on the end table right here. I would love to get a actual like retro magazine rack that is like wooden, maybe somewhere over here or over here, and have all of these guys displayed that way. I think they would be super fun to kind of leaf through, or maybe like some sort of a coffee table right here to display them out, because these things, they just really help enhance the vibe and kind of create the nostalgic atmosphere that I'm looking for here. We've got a few little choice items. I'm not thrilled with how the setup around the TV looks right now. This is a Pikachu that's very similar to one that I had growing up as a kid. Little cool Japanese N64 controller there, the Game Boy box. This space in particular, I'm really not happy. Got my very limited right now selection of Super Nintendo games right here. A lot of them are like, you know, fan-made hacks and ports and stuff like that. I've tried forever to get this Super EverDrive to work and I have not been able to. Inside over here, we've got the actual Super Nintendo. It's not hooked up right now because
I don't actually play video games.
I don't really love having stuff hooked into the front, and I haven't been able to figure out, I just need to get like a splitter or something in the back so that this and the other N64 can be hooked up at the same time. For whatever reason, this EverDrive I was actually able to figure out, and this literally has every single N64 and a whole bunch of fan-made hacks on it, which is super convenient. Although here's my retro gaming hot take of the day. I don't think the N64 is a very good party console.
Kill him now.
I just don't. Most of the time that I use it, it's because we're having game night or something. And the last game night I had, we ended up playing Mario Kart 64 and Mario Party, and the whole time I was just thinking, these are not as fun as the modern versions. Like GameCube, Wii, Switch, so many quality of life improvements, so much more fun than the N64 versions. Call me out. You know what? I'm a fake gamer, so don't listen to me, but that's my N64 opinion. Sorry, not sorry. Eventually, I'm gonna have to hook up a GameCube, I think, to this, so hopefully it gets a little bit more usage and a little bit more fun time during our game nights with, of course, my imaginary friends. Now, you guys may be wondering how I'm able to maintain this lovely game room alongside my YouTube channel and my resale business, and it's partly due to the fact that I'm currently taking a productivity course by this video's sponsor, Skillshare. Skillshare is an online learning community that has classes on everything from business to art to tech to cooking and so much more. So whether you're looking to sculpt for yourself a life-size Polywhirl or maybe start your own Phoenix Resale YouTube fan channel, Skillshare has the resources to help you go from beginner to expert. Skillshare is an especially great resource for entrepreneurs because they have classes on everything from UX to editing to marketing to tech to, in my case here, productivity with Ali Abdal. In this course, I've been learning how to allocate time to different responsibilities across different businesses, which over the course of the next few years will compound into who knows how much time saved and money earned. The best part is, the first 500 people to click the link in my description will get access to one of Skillshare's best offers yet, a 30-day free trial and 40% off your first year's worth of membership to Skillshare. Just use the link in my description to qualify. Thanks to Skillshare for sponsoring. And how'd you guys like that? Literally, for a while I was winning that Mario Kart match through an ad read. I think that's pretty impressive. The last improvement that I want to make in this space is eventually have 2 large shelves up here where I can put a whole bunch more random like retro related items, kind of like this one, just to really increase the amount of nostalgia that's in this little corner right here. I really like having it kind of segmented like that. But we're moving right along here, folks, to an area you may recognize, the Mission Switch shrine, if you will. We have 38 games remaining in Mission Switch. Honestly, it's mostly just crazy how long this has taken. This will be the last time I do a 100 game collecting series because this is too much nonsense. I really like this Switch shelf though. This illustrates really well what I was hinting at earlier, which is I have kind of a weird design philosophy when it comes to displaying games. I do not like shelves, even though it's most spatially efficient. I don't like it when it's just game, all just spines. I think it's a shame not to ever be able to see the cover art of the games. So I like to take as much opportunity as I possibly can to orient them in a way that is kind of visually engaging. So here you see, we've got the standard layer here, but it's interrupted a little bit by my premium edition games. And then we've got some front facing ones on top because there was a little more vertical space. Here we've got the actual console in the middle, which was on my Grail board previously. So I kind of built a bit of a shelf around it. And then up here is like all the biggest AAA games, some of my favorites and some not so favorites. Pokemon Scarlet, sort of a love-hate relationship, but it's almost organized like a podium. You know, you got like the top 3 bangers in the middle and then it kind of goes out from there. And I just like periodically reorganizing these bad boys to keep it visually interesting, put different cover arts out, and just have a display that's a little bit more elevated than just like a sea of red spines. So then coming around to the couches, we had a little bit of an interesting problem getting these down here because it's supposed to just be like basically one huge L, which didn't really work. So we ended up separating all the different parts of, looks like we have a little extra here, a little attention hungry wannabe YouTuber there. So we just ended up breaking them all up so that it kind of worked a little bit better with the space. This is a really cool piece I wanted to highlight here. This is from an Instagram account called Fuzzy Force Fields that makes Polywhirl related stuff all the time. So they had this custom blanket. They had a few of these and I had to pick one up. There's a bunch of Polywhirl, Poliwrath, like manga frames or manga. Don't skewer me in the comments, people. I'm not a weeb, maybe a little bit. We've got this pillow here that Riff got me, I don't know, a few months ago that, I don't know, was it a Christmas gift? Was it probably just his little way of saying I love you and, you know, bribing me to give him a raise or something. These I'm a little bit on the fence about. You guys can let me know your thoughts on grown men having large plushes, multiple large, very cute plushes in their basement. When we have game rooms down here, people love snuggling these things. Here, doggy. Yeah, there you go. There you go. And we'll get you nice and snug here. Good dog. But we also host our small group in this house, and sometimes there are Bible studies in this very room. The power of Christ compels you! And Erica's just always thinking about like, okay, there are gonna be people who do not know us coming down here sometimes, and this right here is their first impression of my adult life in my basement. I don't know how healthy that is, but we've got this, which is a remnant from a different room in the house, and I hate it. What do we have over here? So on top here, we have a little bit of Pokemon Arceus footage running in the background. These are all of my remaining special edition Switches. I used to, once upon a time, have I used to have almost all of them, except for like the Thunderbolt edition Pikachu one that's almost not different at all from the gray one, etc. These are my 4 favorites. I think if I had to pick a favorite special edition ever, it would be this one right here, the Dragon Quest edition, even though, don't tell anyone, I don't really love the game. It's the one that we've got plugged in right here. The dock design, the Joy-Cons, I just think are really fantastic. So anyway, those have their home up there. I wouldn't be surprised if I mix up this display at some point and maybe go for something a little bit more eclectic. Over here, we have I don't know what happened up here. I probably should have fixed that before we actually started rolling. But we've got the most eclectic collection shelf with a good chunk of what remains of the GameCube Gambit. About half of it is upstairs. And then the other 40%, oh no, I sold it after the series ended and people are still giving me flack for it. Most of it, as you can see, I kept. It's right here. The thing that I regret about this section is that I don't play a good amount of these as much as I really would want to, mostly because I don't have one hooked up in the current game room setup, which is part of why I'm realizing I need to get one over on the CRT, because it's just a shame not to play classics like the Mario parties, Double Dash, Melee. This bad boy right here, Spanky, you recognize this?
I do.
Way back when we purchased RGT85's collection. This was the only game in it that kind of caught your eye. He said to me, can I just buy this from you? And I said, I have a better idea. We'll turn it into a challenge. So here's your challenge, Spanky. It's a memory challenge.
Oh gosh.
How many games, and no looking, no peeking, are remaining on the Mission Switch list? If you guess correctly, you get the game for free, which has
38.
been... Let's go check.
Oh no, it's gonna be 36.
Come on, what is it? He's got it, folks. Congratulations. What is it about NBA Jam that you wanted?
It's Space Jam, first of all.
Fake gamer alert, folks. Fake gamer.
And I was raised on this movie, and I just thought that the old classic Sega Saturn case was a real gem.
Worth a little bit more than RGT apparently paid for it initially, the $10 price sticker. I think it's like a maybe $30 game, but it has great cover art on that. Boy, where were we? Okay, so this... This was a feature of our game nights for a while. We haven't implemented it in a while. This is the jackpot jar. For a while we had a wheel of pain that you had to spin if you lost enough mini games in Mario Party. And one of the items on that wheel was you have to give $1 to the jackpot jar. And there was a tiny sliver of that wheel that was you get the jackpot. Or it was like, you know, we use the jackpot jar to order pizza or something like that. This picture right here, I should let you guys know, is something that Erica had custom designed for me. I think in maybe the first or second year that the channel was in existence. So obvious why that made the shelf. This right here was a... Crap. This right here is a Lego figure of me that a viewer sent to me a couple years ago. And then we have some different handhelds that have been featured in videos. This was another piece of RGT's collection, a promo version of a fan-made hack NES game, which I haven't really tried to find a buyer for, but it's something that's so rare. I kind of like just holding on to stuff like this.
And he confirmed that less than 10 promo copies were sent out to reviewers in advance of the general limited edition ones. Now, I don't think this thing's worth $5K, but I also don't know where to sell it, so for now, it's staying in the collection.
Some Pokemon toys and stuff, and then the PlayStation Project games down here. There's another shelf of these up in my upstairs office as well. We've got a couple of plushes. And then folks, that brings us unfortunately to the Legends Ultimate arcade machine. This was very graciously, by the way, I bought a huge collection from a viewer and he brought this as well because he knew that I was looking to add an arcade machine to my basement. And if we go back to the little menu here, you can see that this thing is packed with like over 250 games. The problem is nobody uses it. In the like 4 to 6, why isn't this not, what is happening? The problem is nobody uses this thing. In the 4 to 6 game nights that I've had since getting this for the basement, not a single person has wandered over here and said, oh man, an arcade machine. I can't wait to play this thing.
So what do you think? Was the arcade machine worth it?
Oh yeah, I'm about to beat this game.
The only time it's gotten use is when I have gone out of my way to say, hey, Spanky, let's play an arcade game. And they're like, yeah, I'm kind of comfortable in this couch, but okay. Unfortunately, I don't think that this is a great use of space in the game room, and probably eventually, if I can find someone who's interested or a better home for it, I'll replace it with something. But what I need to know from you guys is, what do I replace it? Like, do I maybe take the SNES from over in the retro corner over there and create like a different retro station here, and then that becomes like the little GameCube den, and this is more retro stuff? It's such a weird, like, I can't really put a couch over here because it's too far away from the TV. Oh, by the way, I should also show you guys, we've got the Let's Find Pokemon Super Nostalgic book here, along with the mini fridge full of bevies.
Who says bevies?
These little magnets, which are little 3D printed things. I can't remember for the life of me who sent these to us. If it was a viewer with a buy list purchase or anything, thank you so much. They have their home now on our mini fridge permanently. Now folks, one of the things that I get comments on and questions about most often by far are these neons that I have. This one and the Mission Switch one over there. These are some of the only things in the whole game room that I did not buy with flip profits. That's my whole challenge for this whole place. I started it out with the couches and the TV and this TV and the fridge by selling my original Switch collection. That's how I got the initial seed money for this place. And then all of the game collections and stuff that have come afterwards have been flip challenges. But this bad boy right here is from an Etsy seller called Neon Left Hander. They do really great work. As you can see, they're based out of Ukraine, and got this for, I wanna say it was less than 200 bucks or so, custom. I think the only other thing that I haven't really shown you guys yet, because it's a little bit messy down here, is the Forbidden Cupboards, which also house one of the other things that I just bought outright and didn't make a challenge out of. Well, first of all, we've got this, I don't know, like, I think it's supposed to be a sound bar right here. As you can see, I'm a bit of a schmuck and I just keep my controllers down here. I'm sure there's a more sightly way to do that. Down here is where we have this bad boy. Got a used PS5 with just straight up out of pocket. I am currently playing Elden Ring, and I have been stuck on the Elden Beast for multiple days. Because guess what? Guess who has 2 thumbs and a low IQ and is a fake gamer? This guy. Got a little fixture grip, which I really like for playing the Switch mobile. And this little amiibo bin here is, we have a friend who's still playing Tears of the Kingdom. My actual friendship means nothing to her, but these amiibos mean a lot because they get you all kinds of unlockables in the game. So we keep those right there for her. And then over here is actually the remnants you can see of my first Switch collection. These were the only games that I didn't sell. I don't know if I actually talked about not selling them, but I was like, okay, until I can actually build up my second Switch collection 2.0 up here, I've got to have something to plug into the Switch in the meantime. Also, please pay no attention whatsoever to the 20 copies of Bee Stimulator. You just, what can I say? Sometimes a man needs to be stimulated. Anyway, folks, if you want to check out what my entire initial Switch collection looked like and the process of selling it to create this, check out this video right down here. And until next time, I will catch you guys on the flip.